exist. I would go to the store like this, but men still do exist, so I'll go like this.
Wonderful. So great. So amazing. So strong and independent. So wonderful. So what's the implication? That men are these terrible creatures, right? That she doesn't want the attention of men, right? But here's the irony, guys. Are you ready? Here's the irony. The irony is the following. She literally made this TikTok and was dressed like that and was preening. So literally, even though the video was about how she's avoiding male attention by dressing how she's dressing, she's literally getting male attention. So she doesn't even know that she destroyed herself with her own thing. Like what is this?
Not all men.
Yes, we know.
Right, and then of course, you know, it's so bad for men to say not all men. Yeah, not all men. Like, again, she's just like, this is called misandry, right? Which is like just being against men. Like, assuming that all men are going to be the type to, you know, ogle and harass you or whatever. Like, no, they're not going to do that because they know what the consequences are in 2022. So, again, it's just like this contrived garbage that isn't actually real. Okay, let's continue.
Here is my impression of half the women on this app, and I say this as a 3-time sexual assault survivor. Oh, you're a man? Clearly you're gonna rape me. No, there's question about it. You're gonna rape me.
Okay, let's, this is, I think, maybe too spicy for...
True feminism is about.
Too spicy.
What some people need to realize is I'm not flirting. I'm just hot and talking.
I mean, it's true, right? But, the way that you're dressed, the setting that you're dressed, the context with which you've started the conversation, which is how women communicate, by the way, it's all for attention. So it is all for the purpose of flirting, right? And the fact that you made that TikTok as well is again for the purpose of attractive male attention. So it's not what you like. What you're doing is not what you think it's like. What you're doing, like, she doesn't even know, like, what. Like, she doesn't even know her own nature, basically, right? Because her own nature is getting her to attract as much male attention as possible while saying she doesn't want it. Like, you see what I'm saying, guys? Oh, it's just, all right.
How many times a day am I gonna be told I give off MILF vibes? I am 20 years old. I do not have children. I am not a MILF. Yet. Okay.
Oh my god. I mean, she does dress in a more mature way, that's why, right? Like, and you know, different women mature at different rates, right? So some girls are going to look a little bit older than their age. That's just how it works. Like, again, ridiculous. Okay, let's continue. Just more stuff purely made to get attention, right? Like, that's what it is. All right, let's continue.
Well, this is why you shouldn't trust everything you see on the internet, because as soon as I take this off, I turn into an entirely different person.
Right. That's called fake up, ladies and gentlemen. So these girls wear like a ton of makeup, right? And use filters, etc. And then, but they want guys to be like 100% upfront with them, right? So it's like, rules for thee, but not for me, right? Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me further, I have a Patreon with exclusive content. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to any tier. Any level of support is appreciated. All right, let's continue. Oh my god.
All right, pull your headsets out.
Okay, so this TikTok says men ain't crap, and she's just, you know, ridiculous.
Facts why the girls are better than the boys. In this series, we're doing rankings and learning fun facts. Ladies, make sure a guy sees this and get his reaction. Women are better leaders.
What? Oh my god. Okay, so again, it's a self-hating white knight, right, who's making these videos. And then it's women tend to score higher than men in performance reviews for leadership. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, that's why the leaders of industry are all women. Okay. It's ridiculous. What is this?
Data shows that women tend to score higher than men on performance reviews for leadership. Women are more respectful. Data shows that women are more respectful in professional settings.
Indeed. That's because women are more likely to seek consensus and are less likely to be argumentative, and they're also more agreeable by nature. That's like psychological differences between men and women. Like, why is this guy saying that that's better? There are situations where being more agreeable is better, but there are situations where being more agreeable is far worse. Like, what is this guy even doing? He's just saying, like, you know how Rollo Tomasi, right? He says stuff like, we live in the lost boys generation, or we live in the generation where men are raised that they're defective women. Like, this is exactly one such man, right? Like, what is this even?
Women are better educated. In the United States, more women are enrolled in higher education than men, and more women graduate with degrees.
Indeed, and then here's what happens. Then the women say that men aren't economically attractive, and they use that as justification to go sleep with Chad. Like, it's just, like, guys, you cannot make this shit up. It's just utterly ridiculous garbage, right? Like, again, first you raise men to believe that they're defective women, right? Then you discourage them from pursuing the things that are naturally masculine because all of their teachers are feminine, and telling them to pursue, you know, like garbage that isn't, you know, won't actually help them in the long term. And then when they turn out to be unsuccessful losers, which they've been raised to be from birth, because there is literally no role models anymore for men, that, like, the role models that they're supposed to have are all like weak, like Homer Simpson or like, you know, Peter Griffin from Family Guy. There's no like Indiana Jones anymore. There's no like you know, Terminator, etc. It's all like weaklings in movies and pop culture for men, so they have like no role models. Then you wonder why the men are not successful and attractive to women anymore, right? Why they aren't masculine, why the West is in decline, why so many men are walking away and economically unattractive. Like, you've literally caused the problem by creating a society where you teach men and women that they're exactly the same, and then you complain about it, instead of actually acknowledging there's a problem and working to fix it, right? And then it has to be like grassroots people like me that tell men the truth. Like, it's just utterly ridiculous garbage that we have to deal with in 2022. Like, how about you tell men the truth so that they can actually have a life that's worth having, instead of, you know, growing up to be like that guy that makes TikToks like that, where he says like how much better women are. And again, this is like his game, right? He believes that by doing this, he's going to be successful with women. And then he's going to wonder, why am I unable to get a girlfriend? Why am I unable to get laid? Why do my girlfriends keep cheating on me? Why am I unsuccessful? Why do girls, like, you know, treat me as invisible, etc.? And the guys have no idea what's happening. Like, it's just ridiculous. When you doing husband level responsibilities on a you're such a great friend salary? And it's just like an attractive guy just doing stuff in the apartment for a friend. Like, guys, we're not out here giving boyfriend behaviors to girls that have not earned them. We're not driving girls around like we're a taxi. We're not being their shoulder to cry on. We're not building their stuff. We're not moving them in or out of their apartments. We're not doing any of this stuff. If girls don't provide you with girlfriend behaviors and attitude, then you're not providing them with boyfriend benefits, okay? So the chivalry era is dead, guys. And if you still believe that you're going to be successful by doing the chivalry behaviors, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to be miserable, and likely you're going to end up a loser, right? That women see as invisible. They're just going to use you like the useful idiot that you are and discard you when they're done with you. This is why so many men are walking away in 2022. This is why. Because men are not being given what they want, what they need anymore. Instead, they're getting, you know, rules for thee but not for me type garbage. All right, let's go to an article. This is by Rollo Tomasi. Again, his articles are wonderful, and I recommend that you read his books in their entirety. But here we go. This is enter white knight. So again, just go on the rational male. So there was some guy on So Suave that asked this question. Just wanted to find out, who do you talk to about aspects of game when the people are off the site? I'm talking about game in the broader sense of the term, so pickup, but also self-esteem, how to keep a relationship healthy, the roles of men and women in society. My experience with voicing the views advocated on here in public has nearly always been negative. I have 3 to 4 good male friends who are interested in pickup. One has read The Mystery Method, for example, and they love it. But these friends are the exceptions rather than the rule. My parents, beta dad, controlling mom, think my attitude towards women is, against women, and my opinions of one-night stands are disgusting. Just about everybody I know subscribes to the Disney soulmate view of relationships, and some of my contemporaries, I'm 21, are even starting to settle down and get married. God help them. Talking to girls in bed about what they find attractive in a man is interesting, if only to see the extent to which they delude themselves, but ultimately it's counterproductive, since a woman tacitly expects a man to know how to express his, abilities. Can we as men ever talk about these things in public? What are your experiences? Before I begin, let me say I think it's encouraging to see such an insightful question posed by such a young man. And this is a quote from The Matrix. Morpheus. The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we're trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system, they'll fight to protect it. Every random chump within earshot of your conversations about game, about your changed way of saying relations, about your most objective critical observations about how women are, understand that chump waits every day for an opportunity to correct you in public as in any way he's able to muster. That loser who's been fed on a steady diet of noble intent with ambitions of endearing a woman's intimacy through his unique form of chivalry, that guy, he's aching for an opportunity to prove his quality by publicly redressing a villain like you for your chauvinism. Even under the conditions of relative anonymity like the internet, he'll still cling to that want of proving his uniqueness just on the off chance that a woman might read his rebuff and fatefully be attracted to him. So guys, this is literally, the idiots that are protecting Hassan when Hassan's just straight wrong. They believe that by protecting a guy who, favors women like this, that they'll actually be more attractive and more successful with women as a result. And it's false, but they don't know that. This is the bread and butter of the white knight beta. It's best to assume that most guys who pick up on your game vibe, to say nothing of overtly talking about it, are going to side with the feminine imperative by default. For practitioners of beta game, which is to say the better part of 90% of guys, this is an organic opportunity to identify with women and engage in the same shaming conventions women use without the fear of having it seem contrived. Now, this is the mechanics of it, but the rabbit hole goes deeper than that. For the beta game that our noble white knight is so invested into work, he depends on an assumed system. He depends upon reaffirming his assumed understanding of how to best achieve a woman's intimacy. He must reaffirm the presumption by defending it and looking for opportunities to show he adheres to the feminine imperative. His game, his ego-invested identity, is literally dependent upon that system. So not only is he defending his game and his ego, he's also defending the social architecture that makes his beta game even possible. So basically, guys, the translation from all this gobbledygook is the loser men, their strategy is dependent on the system, so they're going to defend it. Even though their strategy doesn't work, even though their strategy makes them miserable, even though their strategy loses them the game in the long term, and even though their strategy allows women to do their bad behavior and is the very reason they're miserable, they'll still protect it. That's the idea. All right.
In girl world, Halloween is the one night a year when a girl can dress like a total slut and no other girls can say anything about it. The hardcore girls just wear lingerie and some form of animal ears.
Indeed. That's, yeah, no arguments there. And again, by the way, guys, shaming like that happens much more often from women to women. It's actually not from men to women, because men, they want to get laid, so they're not going to shame women for, being promiscuous, but women will, because they're underselling, right? They're selling themselves short and making the long-term game of the other girls, they're making it untenable. All right.
I had a fever from Saturday till Monday, and yesterday I got this.
Yep, that's herpes labialis. Herpes simplex comes in two forms. As you can see here, this is the breakdown. So as you can see, HSV1 usually involved with the oral cavity and the lips. But the types can be interchangeable. You can find HSV2 up here and HSV1 down below. And you can probably guess why. So when it occurs on the lips, it's usually called a cold sore. Canker sores are different. Those are aphthous ulcers. Like this. This is an aphthous ulcer. Whereas herpes is herpetic. It's grouped vesicles or blisters. They usually start off with tingling, burning before the development of the redness and the vesicles. And when they pop or open up, they crust over. Do not pop these, because if you get any of the fluid on, they contain virus and it can get into your finger and cause herpetic whitlow, like this. So when you get herpes simplex on your lips for the first time, it can cause a fever, and we call that a primary infection of herpes simplex. So be careful when you share your drinks and when kissing, because this can be transmitted through saliva.
Okay, so there was your biology lesson, everybody. I don't need to add anything. Let's continue. Dating a good guy be like...
Oh, it looks like your phone is buzzing. I'm doing the dishes right now. Do you mind checking it for me? You want me to check your phone for you? Yeah, the passcode is 2128. Who was it? Babe, who texted me?
It's Mark. He was asking if you were free this weekend to hang out.
Tell him I'm busy. Tell him I'm hanging out with you.
Wait, what?
Tell him we're going apple picking this weekend to get fresh apples for apple pies.
Again, this is like such a rarity, such a novelty. Like, these girls don't date good guys, right? Again, like, when do they start? Okay, I'm lying. They do date good guys. Here's when they date good guys, guys. Okay, pay attention. When they're at that absolute greatest agency of their life, when they're their most attractive, when they're 18 to 23 years old, they date men not like this. They date the secretive men, they date the bad boys, they date the players, they date the chads, the super handsome guys, the manipulative guys, etc., etc. That's who they date when they're 18 to 23. As they get older and they realize they're not competitive anymore, they can't get those guys anymore, then they'll settle with a good guy. And when they settle with that good guy, not only can they not believe that their luck to be with such a guy, but they'll never actually respect that guy, because that guy never treats them the way that they were treated before by Chad. And also, he's always second best compared to Chad. So this is the so-called alpha widow. So what this guy is acting like, right? And it's so funny, right? Like, supposedly. But what's actually happening is he's acting like a girl who's alpha widowed, who then at 28 plus has a boyfriend, like gets into a serious relationship, and the guy is actually nice, and she can't believe it, right? That's the situation. Again, don't be this guy. Be the first guy. All right, here is the fake Tinder profile. So again, you can just Google these like I did. But again, even though they're fake, there's still a lot to be learned, even from the fake ones. So this is Zara, who's 29. She's a senior writer. She's an editorial lifestyle writer, a native New Yorker, and an actress and director. She devours books and is hyper-analytical and wildly outspoken. She likes to laugh, drink, eat, and geek out. She's a sea of useless informations. She has 1,008 friends on Facebook or whatever, on Instagram or... So again, there's a lot of red flags here that might not be obvious on the surface. So the first red flag is she's on a dating app at 29 years old. So there's something wrong. You can see it in her eyes as well. She's alpha widowed. But more, she's hyper-analytical, masculine, and wildly outspoken, very masculine, argumentative. She likes to laugh. You see how laugh is in bold? So again, what is she saying by that? She's saying, you must make me laugh, right? Drink, eat, and geek out. So again, the implication is, when you go on a date with me, you must take me out to drink, take me out to eat. You see what I'm saying? So again, guys, this is what happens. The girls become 29. She's slept around with Chad, with the bad boys. Then she gets to this point, and now suddenly, you know, she's showing off all of these positive traits that she has, looking for a serious relationship. Not realizing that those very things that she's done make her less attractive for a serious relationship, especially the fact that she's been alpha widowed. All right, back to this article. Back to these videos. Let's go.
Okay. All right, dishes are done. What kind of wicked game is this?
Babe, oh my god, babe. There's a spider in my roses. It was really big.
You're sure?
Yeah, no, for real, I saw it. It was really big.
We don't have a spider spray.
There's a spider in it. No, don't put it might bite you. Just look.
Really?
Get right there.
No, there's...
Ha ha! So funny! She sprayed the water bottle in her boyfriend's face. So cool, so empowered, so lovely, so wonderful, so great. Wouldn't you love to be the guy that gets embarrassed on TikTok in front of everybody by his girlfriend that so clearly respects him so much? How absolutely disgusting. That is shameful behavior. Like, I would be so angry after such a situation. It's so disrespectful that she would dare do that to a boyfriend. Again, here is my stance. He's your boyfriend. Boyfriends get a higher standard of behavior than the average person. You would never do that to the average person. So how dare you do that to your boyfriend, who you're supposed to treat even better than the average person? It's shameful. It's disgusting. And I cannot ever advocate for behavior like that. That's a mess. The things that implies about their relationship is just unbelievable. And by the way, the girl is attention seeking on TikTok with this. So what's she saying? I have a loser boyfriend. Come get me, Chad. That's what she's saying. It's just ridiculous. I can't even believe there's such a thing. Like, anyway, let's continue.
You ever been one of those women that were like, I don't need no man? And then you get one and it's like a good one and like does everything for you. You don't have to cook dinner or get gas. You like forget how to do everything. You're like, shit. Hey, but like, when's dinner?
It's almost done.
So she literally made a TikTok to show everybody what a lucky girl she is. This is what girls do, by the way. They compete with other women to show like what a good loser they have, what a good what a good boyfriend they have. They compare boyfriends like purses. But here's the red flags. I mean, you saw the tattoo on her wrist. You see that she's obviously old. She says that she was a girl that didn't need no man, so she slept around with Chaz. So she's probably alpha widowed. And the way she was talking to a boyfriend, does she have a ring on her left hand? I don't think she does. Yeah, so the way she talks to a boyfriend is just condescending and disrespectful. So again, it's another girl that's like that. It's just like, and how about her? Where's she with cooking? Again, it's ridiculous.
I hope he never leaves me because I'm screwed.
Okay.
Your ass is getting...
Okay, it's just a boyfriend shaming his girl.
Washing machine. Are we having a bit tonight then, love?
I'm not starting this old washing machine for such a small load. You'll have to do it by hand.
Haha, so funny, so strong and empowered, so independent, so lovely. What a great relationship they have. Wouldn't you love to be this guy? Like, where's Tom Lakis with dump that bitch? Anyway, let's continue.
Surprise! What? Hey! What are you guys doing? I have to go back to work!
Oh.
Disaster. And the disrespect of the kids egging their own father? Utterly ridiculous. Just, like, who taught them this? Like, what is this? Like, again, where is the mother and teaching her children respect for the husband that works to support the family? Where is that? Where is that? Ridiculous. Okay, let's go on to the article. Okay, this is what 5 radical ways people do non-monogamy. Okay, so here's another one. Okay. Styles that don't police romantic desire. It's not up to me how many people she falls in love with. We're in love, but we don't want to have bedroom fun. I'm aromantic and plan to spend the rest of my life with her. Okay. Styles that allow alternatives to the nuclear family. I helped create them. I gave birth to them. I tucked them into bed every night. I taught them how to read. We always eat dinner together. Okay, so the idea is what? It's like a village raising a... Like... Okay, there's a reason why the nuclear family works, and the reason is that it rewards men for investing in a child. When it's like one guy has the baby, another guy raises the baby, another, like, it's the child, first of all, ends up confused. They don't know who's what and where and why. And nobody's really incentivized to take care of the children except for the mother. So the guy could leave at any time, etc. And then the child becomes what? Then the child becomes confused and rudderless, right? It's styles that encourage autonomy. I want to be together forever so long as we're never stopping each other from following our hearts or hurting each other. Likewise, and if you happen to leave me after falling for someone new, I trust you enough to know it's because our needs don't match anymore. I know you wouldn't use me. Okay, sure, that sounds actually nice and great. That I don't like. I don't see how that's any different from traditional relationships. Actually, I think that's how. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, like, some of these are a little bit too, like, you know, like, you can have too many tattoos, you can have like, you see what I'm saying, guys? Like, it's possible to go a little bit too far with this stuff, right? And this, I think this is kind of an example, right? Like, okay, anyway. So, we're going to end the video there. Again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to any tier. Any level of support is appreciated. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch my videos, especially if you got to the end of the video. You are wonderful. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you next time.